Rich Darby. I'm Chief Operating Officer of Greenwood Incorporated. Greenwood Incorporated is our umbrella company. Greenwood Incorporated is on top. We have our funeral home divisions on the left side. We have our manufacturing divisions on the right side. And so my family we're very much entrenched in funeral service. Started out my career as a gravedigger. My family owns and operates 2 cemeteries, one in Illinois and one in Arizona. I started out, as I said, as a gravedigger, and one cold morning in December, one of our funeral directors came to me and said, would you be interested in going to mortuary school? And in the morning I said no. By the afternoon, when it was 2 o'clock, after being out 27 below zero the entire day, I decided to go to mortuary school. So I became a licensed funeral director in 1987. Love the industry, have been entrenched in it very deeply. Have met with families, gone out in the middle of the night, made removals, embalmed. Still to this day, from time to time, I will embalm just to keep my craft and my skill up. But the beauty of being a funeral home owner and operator and a cemetery operator, I learned another side of the business for my manufacturing company. And so any of the products that we manufacture and then come out and offer to funeral service, it's because me as a funeral director, my family as a funeral director, talking to funeral directors, talking to cemeterians, we learn about the products and we know the issues that are out there. And so we help to create new products for the marketplace to help us all. I think number one, by necessity, it first started out, my grandparents were gravediggers, and they used to manage a Lutheran cemetery in Detroit, Michigan. And it was a church board that ran the cemetery. So when they had a change of the church board, out with the old and in with the new, well, my grandparents were the old. So they bought a cemetery in Danville, Illinois. The diversification happened at that point where my dad realized in little Danville, Illinois, that there's not enough business here to support, one family. And so he got to making burial vaults. And he just wanted to support our own little cemetery. And by doing that, the word got out that Jim Darby, they call him Big Jim, his burial vaults are unique and different. And so he didn't have a listed phone number. He just had his product that he was manufacturing, and people started calling, or they would come in and visit and say, hey, we want to take this product line on. So with him fighting tooth and nail, I don't want to grow and be a national company, we became a national company. The road to success, I would define as hard. I would define it as, I think of a couple different terms. I would think of sweat. I would think of a major word that comes out as risk. I sit and I talk to individuals that I call them wannabes, and I talk to them all the time. They're here. Successful people are here. And what makes the difference between the two is the risk and the work involved. And so a lot of people that sit on the outside always looking for the next big thing, that just want that quick, easy dollar. It doesn't exist. And so how do I define a success? It's how I feel inside. It's not how people look at me and how people, that's not important. It's me, my personal satisfaction, and what I do on a daily basis. If I can go out into the marketplace, or I can go out into the community and touch a family, do it in a way that I feel that I've done it the best that I can do, that's my success. And we all know, owning businesses in a community, people, they have thoughts, and some people like us, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that in their minds think we're so much more successful than we are, and I'm sure they have different opinions as well. So I do, and my definition of success is how I feel, deep down in. I just had a very interesting relationship that I dissolved myself with some individuals that were very big name people in the United States that were coming into funeral service. And I thought, wow, they got the next iPad, and they had me talked into it. And what I could see is they weren't willing to take the risk, and they weren't, that fear was holding them back. And that's just something, our family, it's not in us. And you have to, all successful people, if you ask any successful person, they took a major risk in their, some point in their life. And so to sit back and be the wannabe, and you can have the best business plan in the world, but until you jump out of that airplane with your parachute and actually take the risk and do it, you're not going to be successful. Number one, age helps. I have noticed when I was younger, I think I was more combative, just in general. The Darbys, we have passion that comes out. And so I was ready to fight a fight. And now I look back on my career and realize that there were some fights I thought that we weren't worth, fighting. And so age just mellows you out, it slows you down. And I now make a decision. I oftentimes go to bed at night and then make the decision in the morning. And so that's been a huge learning curve for me. It is that age, a lot of people look at it as a negative. I think it's a positive because it's made me a much better person and a business person. Number one, we're a family-owned company. And so my dream is that our business, our family's business, is in existence for generations to come. And part of what drives our business is that we have generations behind us. I have two sisters are my business partners. My kids are coming into the business. Their kids are coming into the business. And so we are committed to sustaining this business and making products. And you have a pie that's this big and the next generation comes in eating off of it. You can't eat off the same pie, so you have to keep enlarging the pie. And so number one is my dream and my goal is to provide for my family. Also, my dream and my goal is to keep creating products that allow families in funeral service to benefit from ideas that we have and to give them something, takeaways that they can feel good and something that it helps memorialize and remember their loved one.